Good morning students. In this session we are going to see how to use Android resources, accessing your app resources. So already in the previous sessions we have seen how to write a program, how to develop an application. Under that we have seen how to use the resources and what are the different types of resources we have. Myself Dr. Shirisha, Associate Professor from CSE Department, MLR Institute of Technology, accessing your app resources. So how to access your app resources? So once you provide resources, what are the resources? You will have RES in your anatomy, right? In your project manager, if you go under your application, you will find manifest file, Java, layouts. Then in that you will be having RES also, which is nothing but the resources. You can apply it by referencing its resource ID. What is this ID? Suppose in the resources, if you consider the layouts, in the layouts, you will be having the ID. If you are having multiple layouts, 1, 2, 3, 4 layouts, then all these 4 layouts should be having different IDs. Say ID 1, ID 2, ID 3, like this. Some sort of IDs, unique IDs are given to differentiate between different layouts. This is just an example. All resource IDs are defined in the project's R class. R class is nothing but if you wanted to call this, then how to write it in the program? Programmable can be done using r.layout.id1 so that this particular activity with the ID can be extracted. Okay, so which is apt tool automatically generates. Now, when your application is compiled, means once everything, your Gradle build will be ready, right? So it is going to compile everything. Apt generates the R class which contains the resource IDs for all the resources under resource directory. So this is a resource directory. Okay. For each type of resource, there is a R subclass. For example, R.drawable means what? Like resources, you will also have layout or you will also have drawable folder. Suppose in drawable, if I keep MLRIT.jpg. Now, how do you extract this? How you will give? You have to give r.drawable.mlrit. It will be accessing this particular image and it will deploy into your application. So, that's a resource directory. This is the example. And for each resource of that type, there's a static integer. Okay, this integer is a resource ID that you can use to retrieve your resources. Resources, we are talking about either the images, that means drawable folder, whatever you are putting in the drawable folder, or we can talk about the layouts, whatever the activities you are storing into your layouts, or we can also talk about different XML files, okay, values.xml, different values that you are going to change using the XML, string.xml, values.xml, like that. Like that, you can give for everything R class is being used to extract the content of the particular resource. Accessing your app resources. Although R class is where resource IDs are specified, you should never need to look there to discover the resource ID. It's composed of resource type, resource name. What is resource type? Resource is grouped into a type such as string, drawable, layout. Anything. For more different types, we also have, as I told you, values, MIP maps, okay, where you are talking about icons. If you wanted to tag, then you can go for MIP maps and check. So like that. Resource name, either a file name excluding the extension. Suppose if you see the example drawable MLRIT.jpg, but how we are extracting r.drawable.mlrit only. We are not giving MLRIT.jpg. So that is not needed. Excluding the extension, you can give it. Or the value in the XML, Android:name attribute. So in the activity main.xml, we used to give Android as a prefix, which is a namespace. Android:name we can define. If the resource is a simple value. So this is how you can use the OR. There are two ways you can access a resource. One is in code or in the XML. How to access in code? There is a static integer from subclass of your OR. So or.string.hello. What is the string? You are talking about the word hello. String is a resource type. String is a type of resource. Hello is what? It's a type of string. and hello is a resource name. We are talking about the value. There are many Android APIs that can access your resources when you provide the ID. This is how you will do in code or.drawable.mlrit or.layout. Say activity 1 or say raw. Okay, something MLRIT like that. You can use different folders or the directory structure which is stored in the R. R means resource. In XML, how you will do? Using this XML syntax also corresponds to resource ID. How we will do? @string hello. @string means what? The type of string. Hello is the string. String is a resource type and hello is what? Resource name. You can use this syntax in an XML resource and place where a value is expected that you provide in a resource. So this is also possible. So this is how you can access your resource values or the resource directory using the encode or either using in the XML. Then once you can use the resources in code by using the ID as a parameter. So for example, you can set the image view, set image resource as a method which is used to give what is the source of the image, from where you are getting it, resource drawable my image. So okay, val in code we are doing like this, val okay image view, what type of thing that you wanted to extract, image, right? So image view, find view by ID. Find view by ID is a method that is viewing, okay, that views by using its ID. Which ID? Image ID. What you are passing? R. What is R? Resource ID dot my image view. Okay, or dot my image view as image view. Image view dot set image resource. Set image resource means what? This is a method we are using to set your image path. What is that? R dot drawable dot my image. So go to resource folder. Under that you have drawable folder. Under this drawable folder you have my image. So this path is being given here as a value to your set image resource. By using the object image view, you are setting the image source. You can also retrieve individual resources using the methods which can get instance of get resources. Get resources, this is set image resources, one of the example of extracting the image under the drawable folder which is in the resources. In the same way, you can also use get resources. And these are the syntaxes for other resource types. In code, how we use is a package name, r dot resource type resource name. Okay, and package name is the name of the package and r is a resource. Resource type is a type of resource, either string or drawable like that. Then resource name is the name of that resource. That all have to be reflected. So resource type is a subclass of the resource. Resource name is either the file name without the extension or Android name attribute in the XML file. Both can be given as the r.resource-type.resource name. And these are the use cases. Some few examples of the syntax just we have discussed. So these are the examples that are being given. You can get the instance of resources with context.getResources. Get resources is again which is used to get all the resources that are defined under your RES folder. So context.resources, context is an instance that you are using here to get the information using get resources method. So in the Kotlin or Java, there are some examples of extracting. Load the background for the current screen from the drawable resource. Load the background from the current screen. Means whatever the activity you have, background of the activity should be loaded with the drawable resource. That means what? Window, activity, right? Activity means this particular window is set background drawable resource. This is a method where you are setting the background of your activity with the image that is being stored in where? In the drawable resource. What is that? r.drawable.myBackgroundImage. So this my background image, whatever the image is there, that will be affected into your activity. So this will be affected as a background. Okay. Set the activity title by getting a string from the resource object. Activity title. So here if you see, this method requires a character sequence rather than resource ID. So see here, window, set title. This is a window, that is your activity. Set title. So what is the set title? Setting the activity title by getting a string. So resource.getText or .string.main title. This is a value which is defined under string.xml, say under string under the resources. So that is retrieved by using what? GetText. GetText is in the instance, it is an instance used by the resources. So set title is a method that you are going to use for setting the title for your activity. So whatever the title you have, main title, so that main title is given here. Say for example MLR. Now load the custom layout for the current screen. Custom layout means whatever the layout, you have 4 layouts say defined for your application. Say layout 2 should be loaded. How this layout 2 will be loaded? r.layout.main screen. This will maybe the first one. So this will be loaded by using a method what? Set content view. In every program, once your Java class is defined, inside that we will be having set content view. That set content view is a method to see the activity that is need to be displayed once your app is loaded. The main screen should be loaded. That's the main screen is the name of the activity that you have defined. It's a user defined. So these are the use cases of extracting the extracting the resources, either may be drawable, either layout, either map, either strings, anything. This is the syntax. And these are the other examples like set a slide in animation by getting the animation from resource object. So if you wanted to extract the animation, so set animation, just flipper.animation is used. And animation utils load animation. This means this in this activity, this animation should be affected. Whatever the current screen that is open in this activity, your animation should be affected. animation dot hyperspace underscore in. Hyperspace underscore in is the name of the activity you are setting in for the current activity. Now set the text on text view object. So say how do you set the text? This is the object you have defined. Find view by ID r dot, that means resource dot id dot message msg. Msg is nothing but the name of the message, name of the text that you have defined in the XML as a text view. Now set text r dot string dot hello message. So this particular thing you are sending it to message text view. So in that way you are setting the text. So whenever you compile, all these resources whatever are defined, they are being loaded by using the apt tool. Accessing resources from the XML. Now that is in code. How we have to do in code means in the Java how you are extracting or setting the values which are being defined in the XML, that we have seen. So this is directly in the XML how to do. So you can define the values of some XML attributes, elements using a reference to existing resource. Using a reference to the existing resource. Here if you can see, you can add a button to your layout by using a button component, that we know, right? In the button what we are giving width, height and the text of the button that is need to be displayed. This is a submit button which will be displayed by using this code. So you should use a string resource for the button text. So what we are doing, Android : text. What is this text? Text of your text that is need to be displayed on the button. Now what is this? Submit. What is the text? Submit. What is this submit? Submit is of type what? String. Now @string is giving you the resource type. The submit is nothing but resource name or value. Now this value will be affected this component. So this will be the output. Okay, in using the XML this one. Now here is the syntax. Now, package name, resource type, resource name. As you have seen here, package name @ resource type, resource name. That is a syntax. So syntactically it is given like this. Package name is the name of the package in which resource is located. Resource type is subclass for resource. Resource name is either the resource file name without the extension or Android : name attribute with the value. Now these are the use cases. Here we are going to give XML code which is affecting color and the string, okay, of the resources. So you could see here, to apply a drawable image to a widget, you can also use a resource in XML anywhere that plays X as a simple value. If you have the following resource file that includes color resource, string resource. Now in the resources, so you will be having a areas. Under that you have values. In this you have something like resource.xml, say. So if you open that, you will be having a resources. Under that, color name we have given. Color name is red color, opaque red, and its value is #F0. Then close your color. Then string with the name hello, and what is the value? String name is hello, value is hello exclamatory. So this is the value of the string. So in this way also you can define the values using your XML code. So here you can use a resources that is affecting the component called edit text. Now what edit text is doing? So you can use these resources to follow the layout file to set. So text color and text string. Now edit text, we have given some namespace, width, height. Then text color, Android : text color is an attribute which is affecting the color of your text that is being given by the user. What is that? Color, @ color is opaque red. So like this also we can define, or go to the resources folder, resources.xml, and there you can, resource.xml can take the values of color and string. Like this also you can define. There are multiple options to do. So this is one way where you can affect in the activity_main.xml itself by using a different attribute values. So text type and name we are giving, text color, one more attribute for color, and its type and value we are giving. Okay. So in this way you can write, or here you can use the activity_main.xml with the several components with the several attributes. So we should use the string resources at all times so that your application can localize it to other languages. So string we are using here. So that will be displayed, and text color is being defined here, and Android : color. So secondary text dark is a default color that is being defined by the Android application, Android Studio, which is not defined by the user. So that you are by default you can taking that and you are accessing that. Okay. So how the resources folder can be used is using the anatomy. So let me show you one example of how these resources are being affected. Okay, so here let me show you. So this is where one application I have opened. Let this project explorer build your application. So under application, so far I am talking about resources. So this is where I am talking about this particular field. And under your application, you have manifest file, you have Java file, you have resources and Gradle script. This also we have spoken about all the Gradle, build Gradle. And under resources, you could see drawable folder, layouts, maps, values, and XML. So here you can see colors.xml, string.xml, where these are defined. If you just double click on this, you could see the resources that are defined here. So color name we have given as black and the value have been passed. So like this also you can give, or directly in the activity you can just define the properties like how you have given ID, margin and all, text of the button. So here we are defining here set as wallpaper. So like that you can customize. In similar way, take strings.xml. So here in this resources you are giving string name, the application name. So like that, these are the values that can be defined under the resources. So r dot values dot colors dot xml, it will affect your application. Okay, so hope you all understood how to use the resources either in code or either in the XML part. Thank you all.